Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Buckeye Weekly Podcast. I'm Tony Gerdeman here, as always, with Tom or Tom. How's it going?
Tony, wow, that was really upbeat. It is. You can tell the season is getting close. Tony is very excited. We're revisiting one of our segments that we do every spring.
Yep.
We do the Black Stripe Draft. We decided this year we're just going to discard the results from the spring Black Stripe Draft, and we're going to start over. And it was your idea. That's what you said. I remember very clearly you saying, obviously these results are faulty.
Well,
let's try again.
Well, explain the results.
Well, the results are every year I win this by handily. Like I have four of the top
those
five
results
guys
are legitimate.
Well, right, exactly. Thank you. So as you were saying earlier, yes, this year the first three guys off the board, or the first three guys who have lost their black stripes, are all people that Tony picked. Which I'm wondering if maybe I wrote names down wrong this spring. That might be it, something like that. Because very obviously something is wrong. It's like you get a car from the dealership, and it's like there's just, it's not right. The alignment's wrong. It's firing CDs at my face.
Right.
Like this, you got to return it. It's a lemon.
You know what happened?
The Black Stripe draft was a lemon. Lemon law. We're taking it back. We're starting over.
You drafted the undercoating first.
Oh, see, that's what it was.
So that we can remain on the up and up and legitimate. We are going to redraft now. Three guys are off the board.
Yes.
Chris Henry Jr., Brock Boyd, and Jay Timmons. I will let you go first, and we're just going to the next say four Buckeyes to lose their black stripes or so. Tom, who is next on your list?
So I feel like there's a name that everyone's going to be screaming right now because it's a name we've talked about a lot this fall. And it's someone who I feel like is going to lose it before the season, but I don't know that he's going to be the first one to lose it. I feel like they're going to make him kind of work for it. So I feel like I kind of have to take the safe name, even though I know it's not necessarily safe because they might make him work and wait a little longer. I think I have to go with Legend Bay here just because you know what he is on the field. Right. And you know that they're looking at him to be a guy on the field. And I think there's going to be opportunities for him to be out there week 1, week 2. And if you're going to trust him to do that, then you very obviously feel like he's a legitimate member of the team, so you probably have to take the black stripe off before then. So I'm going to say that. If you're just purely looking at on-field, I think he may have already lost it, but he hasn't lost it, and they may make him wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, and just so people know, you don't have to lose your black stripe before you play.
No, you don't. You don't. Typically, before you get meaningful reps, this has happened, but it's not this must happen in order for that to happen.
And the one day we did see him when he was back, he was running hard. He's looking like he's trying to reprove himself and get back into the good graces. And you look at the rest of the list, and there's a lot to kind of choose from. And I don't know that there's a blaring next pick up. The one that stands out to me, and like you, could be completely wrong, shot in the dark, Luke Fahey at quarterback, who has made some plays. He's battling to be the third string quarterback with Justin Martin, and I assume it would be Justin Martin. But just sometimes you see him make some plays, and he's got certainly a chip on his shoulder because he's viewed as a smaller quarterback, so he's going to put everything forward and be tough, and kind of just is that kind of guy that loses their black stripe.
Yeah, he has flashed at times in the fall, and I don't think that this is an indication that he's going to throw more than 5 passes during the regular season or anything like that. But I had the same thought where I looked at him, and he might be ahead of Justin Martin right now. Possible, depending on when you look. So yeah, I like that one. He's not a guy I would have had on here just because I think he's going to take a while before he's playing meaningful reps. But it's an interesting suggestion, and it's one where I don't know that he got drafted out of the spring. I think he was someone who we were looking at as a longer term thing. So yeah, that's interesting, and certainly someone for whom the needle has moved a little bit over the last little bit. I'm torn between a couple guys on defense right now.
Oh, so we're not doing a snake draft?
Oh no. Oh well, why don't you go ahead, sir? Take your third pick.
You know what? I'm going to just take the easy road here. I'm going to say Kari Wilder.
Okay.
And just get it out of the way. Not that I've really seen much out of him, and this is just a recruiting pick. This is a drafting by recruiting rankings, which some programs do, some NFL programs do. So I will say Kari Wilder without any actual, I based Luke Fahey on what I've seen.
Yeah.
I'm basing Kari Wilder on the fact that he's a 5-star, and there's room for a 5th or 6th guy on the defensive line at the end position.
Yeah, that's a good one, and it's certainly someone I had considered. It wasn't one of the two guys I was sort of deciding between. So I'll go with, first of all, I'll go with Blaine Bradford.
Right.
He was the first name off the board in the spring. Yeah, he was the first name off the board in the spring, and he feels like he could absolutely be the next guy off the board this fall. I continue to see him out there repping with he'll be out there with the 2s at times, and I think he's someone who could end up playing some meaningful snaps this year. And if you're in that conversation, you're in this conversation. Yeah. The other guy, and this is someone who I would not have necessarily had this high coming out of the spring, Drake Quinn. Drake Quinn had some good moments during practice last weekend, defensive end. He's someone that, if it's not Kari Wilder as the, depending on whether you want to put Quay Rousseau in the defensive end conversation or not, but, it's going to be either Kari Wilder or Drake Quinn, who, if it's not Quay Rousseau, one of those two guys behind Kenyatta Jackson, Bo Atkinson, Epi Satonale, and Zion Grady. So I think he's certainly in that conversation. So I will take him 5th overall in this redraft.
I like the fact that he has had a fantastic offseason, has bulked up, and now has filled into the 97 jersey that looked too big for him back in the spring, because you're used to seeing it on Kenyatta Jackson, and the first time you see it on somebody else, you're like, that's like, you need a smaller jersey or something. But now he looks like he belongs. He looks like a defensive end. 97 looks fine on him. So I'm okay with that one. I think I'm going to go Jordan Thomas here.
Okay.
We saw him have some good moments in the spring. Saw him. I've seen him on I think maybe OSU showed some social media as well. But we've seen him breaking up plays with the 3s, getting some work there. I know they love his attitude and they love how hard he plays. And again, that's a lot of what this black stripe thing is about. So I'm going to take Jordan Thomas. You have any issues with that?
No, I like that one a lot. He's someone who I think he has gotten a little bit lost in the conversation, because it's just been Jay Timmons all fall in terms of the true freshman. I think he has done a lot more than the conversation around that room would reflect this fall. So I like that one.
And then I'm just going to take another 5-star, Sincere Johnson, and he's 2s and 3s, sporadically with the 2s. Just getting him a look. But somebody who has been at Mike, has been at Will. I even saw him a snap or two at Sam as they're trying to figure out what he can do. So I'm going to take Sincere Johnson and hope that one of these recruiting binges hits for me.
And boy, we are real defense heavy right now. I want to go. There's one more guy on defense that I want to go, and this is like a real deep cut on.
Okay.
Are we going to go 5 each?
Because we're at further.
Okay, let's do at least a few more. This is a real dark horse.
Okay.
I mean, like a real, off the map dark horse. You
want to go deeper so that you can recover from this pick.
Well, this guy was literally the back of the line with the defensive line in the spring. And it's a name that I've said to a couple people, that was a nice play by. And it was a name that I've heard from a couple people as well. Do you know where I'm going with this one?
Well, maybe not, because I saw Jameer Perez making some plays, blowing up the offensive line on Saturday.
Jameer Perez is the guy I'm going with out of Glenville. He came in at, I think, 360 or something like that, and is down to 340. He is playing a little quicker. You've just kind of heard just enough around him that, again, this is not someone whom I'm expecting to like steal, John Walker's job or something like that.
Could he be a freshman Caden McDonald?
Could he be someone who you just see halfway through the year in 3 snaps a game in the goal line? Maybe. But that's someone where I think my expectations for him in the spring were, I don't know, ask again in 2028. And now my thought is you might see him a little bit this fall because he just kind of fits a role that they don't have a lot of other guys. Like I keep looking at James Smith and going, man, James Smith is huge. James Smith said he's 305 pounds. And Jameer Perez is shrunk, and Jameer Perez is like 330, 340. Like that is just not a guy that they have had in other spots. So yeah, I'm going to go with him number 8 right now.
All right.
I feel like we need to take someone on the offensive side of the ball because we've had an incredible run of defense. The top 2 picks were offense, and then the last 6 were all on defense. So I'm going to go. We've seen 2 wide receivers lose it already. So I'm going to crush your dreams and take Jerquaden Guilford with the 9th pick here.
I mean, that's just you're drafting by recruiting rankings, and that's pretty pitiful. That's lowbrow, and that's like, it requires no research whatsoever. You're just doing this by like, I've heard this name. I like shiny objects, and frankly, I am better than that. And your last pick, Jameer Perez, I just drafted a Glenville Tar Bloodder, and you're like, ooh, I want to do that, and then you drafted the next guy. So like. Anyway, so then as I scroll and panic and look, somebody that I've been wanting to draft as an offensive lineman, but I'm just like, I'm not ready to do that yet. But I don't know that there's anybody left that, okay, I'll do this. I'll stay defensively. I'm going to go with somebody who impressed me in the spring and I have not seen enough of yet this fall. I'm going to go Damari Simeon, defensive tackle. I don't know that that's a good pick though because the line of scrimmage is just so tough.
Yeah.
You just picked a tackle.
Well, yes, but I'm courageous, and that is really not your game.
You picked a 3-star tackle. I went with recruiting rankings and picked a 4-star perhaps tackle. And it's hard to shake some of the stuff that I saw from him. Just like it's hard to shake some of the stuff we saw from Jameer Perez. But it was like in a stretch of 3 plays, he was really good. And it's just, at this point, how many plays can he put together in a row? I think is a question. My next one,
and let's call this your last one because this will be 6 for you.
All right, so this is really going to count. Not like the original black stripe draft that Tom had thrown out. So if I'm one last guy. If I'm on a shopping spree and I'm like, oh, what do I need to make sure that I grab?
If this is supermarket sweep, you want to go with the hams. That's where the money is.
Expensive stuff. I keep looking at one particular guy and I'm like, he's kind of catching my eye. And so I'm going to say... No, I don't think so.
See, I've got 2 in my head, and I'm assuming you're going to take one, and I'm going to get the other one. But if you go off the board, I'm going to take both of the other 2, and you're just going to get 6, and I'm going to get 7.
I'll just take Mason Wilhelm.
Oh, interesting.
A guy he's working kind of like 3s and 4s at center. Sometimes Jake Cook was at that 3rd center. Sometimes Max Riley has done it as well. So maybe this is a poor pick because I don't know if he's losing his spot. But was good in the spring, as gritty as tough, understands the culture. His dad, Matt Wilhelm, was an All-American here. So I'm going to go ahead and take him and finish. My cart is full. I just put an offensive lineman in there. I got no room for anybody else. Putting a little, some receiver on the bottom or something like that, I don't have room for it.
That's an interesting one. That is not the offensive lineman I thought you were going to go for, but that's okay. That's a good. It's a guy who could be you could see it happening and then everyone kind of goes, whoa, and then you get all sorts of credit for calling the one that no one saw coming.
Correct. Yes.
I'm going to go with another guy with some family ties to Ohio State. I'm going to go with safety Simeon Caldwell, whose uncle is Tim Walton, the Ohio State cornerbacks coach.
I like that one.
Yeah, he's someone who we've seen him a little bit on defense, and it's been like, okay, I see this happening at some point for him. I think he's going to be a special teams wizard for them this year. I think that's a real possibility. So I'm going to make him my 12th pick. My honorable mention here, I still like Sam Greer. And offensive linemen are so tricky because it's just, you're not going to play as a true freshman unless you're like the 6th offensive lineman in that Buffalo package they used to use, but we haven't really seen that a lot recently. No. And if they do have a 6th offensive lineman, that's probably Josh Padilla or whoever doesn't win that top 5 job. But I continue to think Sam Greer has big things in his future.
What are the chances, Tom, or what are the percentages that we've nailed one of us has gotten the next one?
Oh, I think it is
60%, 80%?
90% that one of us has gotten the next one. And probably about 50% that we've gotten the next 3, I think. 50, okay. Maybe 60% that we've gotten the next 3 or 4.
All right, well, there you go, Tom. Very bold for a change on his numbers there. So what do you guys think? Put your picks in the comments, and we will credit you if you get it right, or we'll just say if you got it right the same time we did, be like, yeah, you copied our picks. Which, feel free, though, but comments always help the algorithm, so go ahead and fire away. Thumbs up if you would like, and subscribe to the channel, of course. 5-star rating and review on the audio side. And, of course, the absolute best way to support us is to find us over at BuckeyeInsiders.com. Become a member for the price of a lousy chain store pizza a month. And you have way more than that. You can find us over there talking about this and everything else, Ohio State football, basketball, and many other things related. So that will do it from here. Thank you all for tuning in, and we will talk to you all later.